Now, what I felt is this is more powdery when compared to this one, but this looks more like a skin finish. Entirely because it's 2026 and we know that you're capable of more.
Would have actually scored 100%.
Maybe release a sample match kit that people can try out before buying the whole product. Was WishCare just having a major FOMO because every other brand was launching a tinted sunscreen? So did they just rush to catch the trend? Or did they actually stop to formulate something superior? If you think tinted sunscreens are just foundation mixed with SPF, let's debunk that myth today. There's a small formulation decision inside these bottles that changes everything from how it protects your skin to why your face might look a little orangey or muddy by noon. See, there are dozens of tinted sunscreens in India that use the word tint as a distraction, a way to hide the base of old and greasy filters that should have left by 2010. But today, we are looking at the two of the biggest new launches that claim to be different: the WishCare Daily Tinted Fluid Sunscreen and the Foxtale Tinted Fluid Sunscreen, both having an SPF of 50 PA Flow Plus rating. Do watch till the end because the Skinlock homes in me did find something interesting. Hi guys, I'm Varsha. If you love skin science over the marketing hype, hit the subscribe button. I've also added timestamps in the description so that you can skip to the best skin application, filter deconstruction, or the final verdict if you're in a hurry. You see, tinted sunscreen isn't just SPF plus makeup. It contains iron oxides that protect against the visible light, which is a major trigger for pigmentation and acne scars in Indian skin. It prevents white cast and gives a light coverage without feeling heavy. So, you may now wonder why can't every brand add it? But here's the catch. The moment you add iron oxides, you change the entire chemistry. Texture shifts, stability shifts, and the filters can behave differently. So today, let's see who handled this chemistry better. Let's analyze the packaging first. Both come in sleek, travel-friendly fluid bottles. The WishCare one retails at Rs 599 for 50 ml of product and Foxtail retails at Rs 575 for 50 ml of product. But let's talk about the shade inclusivity first because this is where the brands really split. WishCare has launched an incredible 12 inclusive shades in this sunscreen. This is a huge win for Indian skin tones. Whether you're fair toned, medium toned, or deep toned, they likely have a precise match for you. Foxtail has 6 shades. It's a decent range, but definitely not as inclusive as the WishCare in the shade range. Next, let's move on to the application. Let's understand the texture of both first. On this side, the WishCare Daily Tinted Fluid Sunscreen, I'm using the shade M201. As I pump it out, you can see that it's a true runny fluid. It has a certain slip because of its volatile silicones. It feels really weightless and it gets absorbed really fast. On the other hand, the Foxtale SPF 50 Tinted Fluid Sunscreen, I'm using the shade Sand. Can you notice the difference? The Foxtail is fluid, but it has more body to it. It feels more like a serum cream than a watery fluid when compared to the WishCare one. This too gets absorbed very fast. Now, let's apply this onto my skin. For reference, I think I'm a MAC NC 38 to 40, which is warm toned. I'm going to do the WishCare on one side and the Foxtail on the other. I will keep a separate timer for each, and you can see the temperature and weather conditions I'm testing this on in the screen. You can see that I have nothing on my skin. I have a small pimple coming up. I have a little bit of, so I don't have anything on my skin, okay? Now, as I apply it, I can feel it's very lightweight. Okay. And takes time to blend. I feel it's a little bit warm on my skin. I don't know why, but I feel that there's a certain warmth on my skin. Can you feel? I think I chose the right shade. Okay. Can you see the difference? Okay. But still think maybe, after it oxidizes, it might settle correctly. Because that's what I felt when I tested it outside. Okay. Now let's go ahead and apply the Foxtail one. So this is more moisturizing when compared to the WishCare one. You can skip your moisturizer with this one. Now, what I felt is this is more powdery when compared to the Foxtail one. The Foxtail one is more like a dewy finish. I think you can see the difference, right? And this is more like a powdery finish. Okay, I think the shade is good for both. The ones that I chose is correct for both. Yeah. Okay. Right. Both have, I think this has more coverage when compared to this one, but this looks more like a skin finish. Quickly back. Now, let's look at the UV engines of both these sunscreens. WishCare started strong. Tinosorb S, Tinosorb M, and Juvenile A+. But then they added the old gen filters like octocrylene, homosalate, and ethyl hexyl salicylate, otherwise known as octisalate. Now, let's understand this from a formulator's perspective. Why did they add these? High performance Nugent filters often come in powder form and are really hard to dissolve. By adding liquid Olgin filters, chemists can dissolve those powders and also cheat the SPF number higher while keeping the formula serum thin. It's a cost effective way to hit the SPF 50 while staying weightless. However, these are chemical filters that absorb into the bloodstream. So in 2026, why settle for shortcuts? Foxtail, meanwhile, is playing a cleaner game. They've gone for 100% Nugent and mineral base using zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, Juvenile A+, and Juvenile T150. No octocrylene, no homosalate. That is a massive R&D flex. Now, let's break down the base actives in these sunscreens. The WishCare base is a powerhouse of niacinamide, ectoin, dipanthenol, cicaexosome, and ginseng. It's focused more on barrier repair and soothing, whereas the Foxtail base is streamlined with niacinamide, vitamin E, and glyceryl glucoside, along with synthetic mica. It's focused more on pore blurring and deep hydration. Now, the Skinlock detective in me found something really interesting. I did a deep dive into the inky list of the new WishCare tinted sunscreen and the cult favorite niacinamide oil balance fluid sunscreen. And the similarities are really notable. We have over 11 overlapping ingredients. The same base of cyclopentasiloxane, the same old UV filters, and the niacinamide, panthenol, and oat extracts. Honestly, it looks like WishCare took their existing niacinamide oil balance assignment and just added a few extra lines to finish it.
They swapped the tapioca starch and zinc PCA from the older formula for cornstarch, iron oxide tints, and some premium actives like ectoin and cica exosomes to make it look like a new assignment. See, WishCare is like the favorite star in the Indian fluid sunscreen market right now. And the thing is, we always expect the absolute best from our favorite topper. When you know a brand has the capability to give us a 100% modern, world class formula, seeing them copy paste an old gen base and dressing it up with a tint, it feels like the topper settled for an 80% when we could have actually scored a 100% easily. Now, back to why I chose M201 and sand and went a shade up than my skin. Most tinted sunscreens oxidize and the formula interacts with your skin's oils and then settles. The tint actually deepens in most cases, but it wasn't too visible with both of these. By going one shade up, the oxidation actually brings the color down to my true skin tone after an hour. If you're in between shades, always go lighter.
Now, something similar to what Spider-Man said. With inclusivity comes great responsibility. Why did I say so? Because I had seen a few influencers mention that they were finding it really difficult to find a perfect skin match. I posted a reel on how to select the shades as per my hunch. I hope it helps. So, I would suggest WishCare to do what Faye Beauty did. Maybe release a sample match kit that people can try out before buying the whole product. Moving on to the skin type breakdown, let's understand who should pick what. The acne prone and oily skin type people, I feel WishCare is the winner. It controls sebum better and the watery texture won't feel heavy on your active breakouts. I would score it an 8 on 10. I will get back to why I scored it 8 on 10 later. For the dry sensitive types, Foxtale is the clear winner. Cleaner filters and deeper hydration with glyceride glucoside means less risk of a sting and sunscreen heat. I would score it a 9 on 10. Now, for combination skin type, I feel you can go either way. Choose the WishCare one for a matte finish or the Foxtail one for a glassy, blurred glow. So, Foxtail wins this review by a mere 1 point. Now, how can both formulas score a 10 on 10? WishCare, to get the perfect 10 on 10, you guys need to stop the copy paste from the old gen playbook. Ditch the octocrylene, octisalate, and homosalate entirely because it's 2026 and we know that you're capable of more. Foxtail, to hit a 10 on 10, you guys just need to expand the shade range to match WishCare's inclusivity. A quick note for my moms to be and teenagers. Even though these filters are large molecules, there are no conclusive long term studies on these specific groups regarding the chemical absorption of these filters. Because of that, I always recommend consulting a dermatologist before using such chemical filter sunscreens if you are pregnant, lactating, or under 18 years of age. Next, let's move on to the blotting paper test. Surprisingly, guys, I can't feel much oil on both sides. A little bit towards the Foxtail one is a little bit more oily when compared to that of the WishCare one. WishCare one is almost clean, like only a little bit of oil. Okay. Yeah. So the blotting paper test is done. If this video helped you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Till the next video, see you. Take care. Bye bye.